What if a building could pray? In the heart of Barcelona stands such a creation, the Basilica I Temple Expiatori de la Sagrada Familia. It is more than a church. It's a story, a testament, a conversation between humanity and the divine, spoken in the patient language of architecture. Its spires reach skyward, not with aggression, but with gentle reverence, as if in perpetual worship. To look upon it is to witness time made visible. Older stones whisper of the past, while new ones speak of our present. The building breathes with the hopes and struggles of every hand that has touched it, from the first stonemason to the modern engineer. It asks us to slow down, to look closer, and to consider the beauty that emerges when a vision outlives its creator. The Sagrada Familia is a celebration of patience, a quiet rebuke to a world obsessed with speed. It teaches us that the most meaningful things require generations and faith beyond a single lifetime. Today, as the final touches are placed on this masterpiece, we witness the culmination of a journey more than 140 years in the making. The Sagrada Familia invites us not just to admire, but to understand, to feel its story, and to hear its silent prayer. Every great story has a beginning, and the Sagrada Familia starts with a bookseller, Josep Maria Boccabella. Inspired by a visit to the Vatican in 1872, Boccabella dreamed of a temple in Barcelona, built from the offerings of the faithful, a church for the people. In 1881, he purchased land on the city's outskirts, and on March 19, 1882, the first stone was laid. The original architect, Francisco de Paula del Villar, envisioned a standard Gothic revival church, but soon resigned after disagreements. The dream faltered, but a new architect was suggested, a young visionary assistant named Antoni Gaudí. At just 31, Gaudí inherited a conventional plan, but saw a canvas for something extraordinary. He honored the crypt's foundations, but began transforming the project into a work the world had never seen. The bookseller's humble dream was about to become an epic of architectural imagination. The Sagrada Familia's story was just beginning. Antoni Gaudí was more than an architect. He was a naturalist, a craftsman, and a man of profound faith. He saw the world in curves and spirals, drawing inspiration from nature's forms. For Gaudí, architecture should collaborate with nature, learning its lessons of strength and harmony. He reimagined the Sagrada Familia, replacing Gothic buttresses with angled columns that branched like trees, supporting the structure from within. Every element had spiritual meaning, light filtered through stained glass to evoke the seasons. Spires crowned with symbols told a visual sermon. Gaudí dedicated over 40 years to the project, living on site in his final years, knowing he'd never see it finished. He poured his creative energy and faith into a new architectural language, one that spoke of the divine through the forms of the natural world. The Sagrada Familia became his life's masterpiece, a building for the future. Gaudí's vision was timeless, and his legacy would outlive him. As decades passed, the scale of Gaudí's vision became clear. Construction moved at the pace of donations and meticulous craftsmanship. When asked about completion, Gaudí would smile. "My client is not in a hurry." His client was God, for whom a century is a moment. He worked for future generations, creating detailed models to guide those who would follow. In June 1926, Gaudí's life ended suddenly after a tram accident. Mistaken for a beggar, he died 3 days later. Barcelona mourned its most famous son. His funeral was a citywide outpouring of grief. Gaudí was laid to rest in the crypt of his unfinished masterpiece, the very part he had completed. His simple tomb lies in the chapel of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, a silent guardian of the dream he set in stone. The inscription honors his exemplary life and extraordinary craft. Gaudí's spirit endures in every stone. The work continued, guided by his vision. After Gaudí's death, his collaborators pressed on, but tragedy struck in 1936 with the outbreak of the Spanish Civil War. Anarchists targeted the Sagrada Familia, setting fires and destroying Gaudi's models and plans. The devastation seemed to erase the project's future. Yet, a small team of architects salvaged fragments from the ruins, piecing together what they could. Using photographs and broken models, they began the painstaking task of reconstructing Gaudi's vision. The process was slow and arduous, but their resolve only grew stronger. The war left deep scars, but also forged an unbreakable determination to continue. They reverse-engineered Gaudi's complex systems from the remnants. The Sagrada Familia became a symbol of resilience, rising from ashes, honoring its creator. The dream survived, more determined than ever. For decades after the war, progress was slow, guided by salvaged models and memory. Then, technology changed everything. Computer-aided design, CAD, allowed architects to digitally reconstruct Gaudi's complex geometry. Advanced software and robotic stone-cutting machines brought unprecedented precision and speed. Prefabricated sections could be lifted into place, blending old-world craftsmanship with modern innovation. The Sagrada Familia today is unmistakably Gaudi's, realized with tools he never imagined. Technology didn't compromise his vision, it fulfilled it. The central towers and vaults, once impossible, became achievable. Gaudi's spirit of innovation lives on in every stone set by today's builders. The Sagrada Familia's exterior is a sculpted Bible, telling Christ's story in stone. Gaudi planned 3 monumental facades: the Nativity, the Passion, and the Glory. The Nativity facade, completed in his lifetime, bursts with life, plants, animals, and scenes from Jesus' birth. The Passion facade, built later, is stark and angular, evoking the suffering and sacrifice of Christ. The Glory facade, still under construction, represents the road to God and eternal glory. Its doors bear the Lord's Prayer in many languages, and columns symbolize virtues and sins. Together, these facades form a complete theological journey: birth, death, and resurrection. From any direction, the building tells a different part of the same eternal story. Gaudi's narrative in stone is for all to see. The Sagrada Familia is a living testament to faith and imagination. Step inside, and you enter an enchanted forest. Gaudi's vision made real. Columns rise like tree trunks, branching to support a canopy of stone. This isn't just poetic, it's structural genius, distributing weight with natural elegance. Stained glass windows paint the interior with shifting colors, cool blues and greens below, warm reds and golds above. Light moves across the columns, creating a symphony of color like a forest at sunrise. Despite its vastness, the space feels intimate and peaceful. The acoustics and great organ fill the basilica with music, as if from the heavens. Every detail, from spiral staircases to floral motifs, is drawn from nature's geometry. Gaudi's interior dissolves the boundary between the natural and the divine. The Sagrada Familia is a sanctuary of light and stone, a sacred space for all. In 2026, the final chapter is being written against the Barcelona sky. The central towers, Gaudi's vertical vision, are now complete. 6 spires rising like a crown. 4 honor the evangelists, 1 the Virgin Mary, and the tallest, the Tower of Jesus Christ, soars to 172.5 meters. Gaudi ensured the spire would be just shorter than Montjuic Hill, a gesture of humility before God. The completion of these towers marks the structural end of a journey begun 144 years ago. The silhouette Gaudi dreamed of is now reality. The final spire is a stairway to the heavens, drawing eyes and souls upward. What began as a bookseller's dream is now a global icon and a testament to shared vision. The Sagrada Familia teaches us that beauty requires patience, faith, and community. At last, its final glorious notes resound for all the world to hear. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.